Good morning, guys. It's Thursday and I just woke up. It's like 7:30 and I'm super tired because I barely slept last night. And I really wish I could still be in bed, but I had to get up because today I'm going to be going to the lupus clinic. Joint pain, swelling, headache or a rash, asthma, colitis, fatigue or gas. What will today's symptom be? My loopy life with lupus. I have not been doing too well over the last couple of weeks. I mean, not like really, really bad or anything, but my jaw has really, really been bothering me a lot over the last 2 weeks, and mostly at night, so I haven't been able to sleep very well. And so that hasn't been good because, you know, my goal was to try and get on a sleep schedule. I wanted to go to bed at the same time every night and get up at the same time every morning so that I could hopefully try to reset my clock in my body so that eventually I won't need sleeping pills. But with that said, I haven't been able to really do that. I mean, I have been going to bed earlier most nights, but I haven't been waking up early. I've just basically been sleeping in because I don't sleep very much. So, like, I'm constantly waking up, or it will take me like 2 hours sometimes to get to sleep. Like I said, I do have sleeping pills, but I'm not supposed to take them every night. So, I've been trying not to, but some nights I just can't. Like, and some nights, like I've said, like I'll lay there and I can't sleep for like an hour or two, and then finally it's just like, I need to sleep, so I'll get up and I'll take a sleeping pill. Well, then I'm taking a sleeping pill late, and so then I can't get up like at a proper time in the morning because I'm all groggy and everything, so then I just sleep in. So it's just been annoying because I really was hoping that I could start this new sleep schedule, especially for on my days off. I was hoping I could get up early and get lots of work done on reborning and stuff, and some days I haven't been able to reborn, or I've only been able to get in like an hour or two of reborning because I've just been like so tired. And then you throw in that I take the chemo every Friday night, and usually by midday Saturday it's hit me and I feel really groggy, and that usually lasts into Sunday, and so it's really hard for me to get going on Saturdays and Sundays to do much of anything. I just feel like sleeping or laying around. But I have found that if I can force myself to get up and get moving and doing stuff, that it kind of helps the grogginess from the drugs a little bit. So like this past weekend, like Saturday, I went out to crop night at Michael's, and I didn't do too much cropping because I found if I was sitting too long, I would start to get groggy. So I mostly like walked around the store and did a bit of shopping with my gift card and stuff. And then Sunday we went out and we did grocery shopping, and we went to the post office and stuff like that. And so that helped kind of keep me alert and awake. And then it seems Mondays or Tuesdays I get nausea. And I'm assuming that's from the medication too. So that doesn't help. So, but the main thing is this jaw pain. And I called them in January to say that I wanted to do the cortisone injections. And they were like, okay, well, the doctor said that you have to be put under for that. And so we need an OR. And so we have to wait for some OR dates to open up. And that was January, and now we're almost going into March, and I still have not received an appointment. And I have called them, and of course here most of the time when you call these specialists, receptionists, you get voicemail. So I've left voicemails saying, you know, what's going on? When am I going to get my appointment? And I still haven't heard anything yet. So that's really frustrating because I just want to get this injection done, and so that hopefully it will. I know that it takes about 5 weeks to kick in. So, and I know that I'll be sore for about 5 weeks from the procedure. So I just want to get it done. Like, I just want to get it over with so that, you know, I hopefully will feel better. The only other thing I can do in the meantime is maybe do the soft diet again, which I hate because it's just not fun. But I think I might have no choice but to do it for the next 2 weeks maybe. I don't know. But it's just really annoying because it's like, I want to be able to just eat whatever and not have to be in pain from chewing it. Like, it's ridiculous. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to get myself some breakfast and get ready. I think I'm going to be leaving at about 9 o'clock. And my appointment is at 10:30 downtown at Toronto Western Hospital. So I don't know if there'll be too much today because they can't really do anything about my jaw. I mean, I'm on stuff that is helping my other joints, but it doesn't seem to be helping my jaw. And that's probably because the specialist said, he said that my jaw joints are deteriorated from years of arthritis that, you know, we were unaware of. And, you know, it has stopped progressing from what he can see, but my jaw joints are very deteriorated. And so it's going to cause me pain. And there really isn't, I mean, we've tried drugs and stuff. There really isn't anything else that can help except for hopefully these injections. And if they don't work, then it's probably surgery. So I don't want surgery, so I hope I get these injections. But yeah, my appointment's at 10:30. I should be out of there by 11:30. I don't know. At this point, I'm feeling so tired that I'm thinking of just coming right home after that. But if I feel differently when it's done, I'm thinking of maybe possibly going to check out some of the liquidation sales at Target on my way home. But we'll see how I feel. I don't know. It's just that I haven't really been out of the house much except for like work and last weekend when I went out. And other than that, I've pretty much been stuck inside. So it's like, I kind of want to just like get out and walk around and get some exercise and stuff. So we'll see. All I know is I'm just really, really tired, and I've just been not a happy camper for the most part. So anyways, I gotta get going. I'm gonna get myself some breakfast. I'm probably gonna watch Ellen while I eat it, and then get myself dressed and head out. So we'll check in later. Hi, buddy. Hi, Riley. I'm home. You happy I'm home? Come on up. Come and sit with me. You gonna come up? Come on. I like when he does that with his tail. He shakes it like that. Hey, buddy? I've had a very long day and I am exhausted. Can I tell everyone about it? You're probably going to interrupt at some point, aren't you? Come on up. All right, it's up to you. Hey guys, so I'm home and oh, I'm so tired. So I got to my appointment about 5 minutes, almost 5 minutes late, just because there was a issue with the subway. Not on the subway I was on, but on the subway line that I was on, like up ahead, there was some something about like smells of something burning, and so they had to investigate it, and so it just kind of slowed down the trains for a while. So I was about 5 minutes late for my appointment, but it was okay. They took me in right away. And the thing with the lupus clinic is, do you guys see this? Do you see what's in front of my face right here? Riley is on my lap, sticking his tail in my face. And his butt too. Huh? Can you say hi to everyone? Huh? This is a new thing. He has been sitting on our laps, like me and Alex. It used to be that I'd have to have my big fluffy robe on for him to be tempted to come up on my lap. But now he just does it on his own. So that's kind of cool. Can't say I mind it. I like having you up here, my cutie wootie. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's talk about what happened. So they took me in right away, and like I said, with the lupus clinic, I mean, it is a really good place in that they really know their stuff when it comes to lupus. But the thing about it is that it's a learning clinic as well. So you have two main doctors in the clinic, Dr. Urowitz and Dr. Gladman. Dr. Urowitz is usually the doctor that I see. I've seen Dr. Gladman once when he was away, and then I ended up seeing Dr. Gladman again today because Dr. Urowitz was away. But usually Urowitz is the one that oversees me. But the thing is that when you go to these appointments, the first person that you see is actually a fellow. So a doctor, like a rheumatologist going through schooling. And you know, specializing in lupus, obviously. So what happens is every few months, there's a new fellow that you end up seeing. So, I mean, I think my first time at the clinic, I saw one person, and then the next time I went, it was someone totally new. And then I saw them for a while, and then it was someone else, and then it was someone else for a while. Like, I mean, I've seen so many different ones. And after they, you know, examine me, go over everything with me, then they go and review everything with the main doctor, and then the main doctor comes back in with them and kind of oversees everything and so on. So in that sense, I think I've been frustrated with that. And so what's been happening is that ever since I've been going to the clinic, they have been on the fence about whether they want to say for sure that I have lupus. They don't like to label things lupus unless they're 100% sure. And I've never really understood why they're on the fence, because I was diagnosed by another rheumatologist as having lupus. This was back in 2010 that I saw a rheumatologist at Sunnybrook Hospital, Dr. Cohen, and she diagnosed me as having lupus. And I saw her for, I think it was like a year or two, and then she had to move. And so when she moved, she was too far out of the city for me to continue to see her. And so she referred me to another rheumatologist in the same clinic, and I wasn't happy with her. I just felt she wasn't listening to me. She wasn't really, she just wasn't like Dr. Cohen. And so Alex's coworker's daughter has lupus and goes to the lupus clinic and raved about it. So I thought I would give that a shot. And so basically the lupus clinic, they did not see me ever at my very worst. And so they're just going on what I've told them of my history and the reports from Dr. Cohen about what I experienced and the blood lab results that she found and stuff. And they just feel that the blood work and the urine work and all that stuff back then was just not for that. Like for them, they just didn't find it was enough to say for sure that I have lupus. And so they're still questioning it, and I'm finding it very frustrating because today I found out exactly why. And they said basically there's a criteria of, I believe, 11 things that you can have that can help with a diagnosis of lupus. Because with lupus, there's no one blood test to diagnose you as having lupus. It has to be, I believe you have to have at least 4 of the 11 criteria. And what I don't understand is I don't know if you're supposed to have all 4 at the same time or what, but they're saying that I only have 3 of them, even though today when he was listing the things, I counted 4. Because he said, okay, I've had the arthritis, I've had the pericarditis, I've had the ANA in my blood work, and I had the protein in my urine, which it was very little, but it was enough that, like, that was what helped my first rheumatologist diagnose me as having lupus, because I had kidney involvement. It was minor, but it was still there. And at the time that she saw me, I could barely move. I was so swollen in all different joints. And she also had found that I was a bit anemic. My platelets were up, all these things in my blood work. And that's why she diagnosed me as having lupus. And also going by my history of having the chronic hives that were unexplainable, and just different things like that. And so, like I said, today I counted 4. The protein, the pericarditis, the arthritis, and the ANA. That's 4, not 3. And on top of that, I get these lovely things on my tongue, which are ulcers. They did confirm that at my last lupus clinic appointment, that they are ulcers, and ulcers in the mouth is another criteria for lupus. So when I went through the list, I counted about 5 or 6 things off the list that I have had at some point since 2002. One of them being the butterfly rash. They have yet to see it, but I have plenty of pictures of my face being bright, bright red. And I am going to bring those pictures the next time I've had it. I'm going to bring pictures of, I brought pictures the first time I went to the lupus clinic, but again, this was back then, it was another doctor that I saw. So this is a new doctor again. So the next time I'm going to bring all of my pictures of all of the rashes I've had on my face, all of the hives I've had on my body, and the swelling that I had. And I'm hoping that will kind of jar them to say, okay, maybe, you know, it really is lupus. Because I think it's just ridiculous, and I feel like I'm in limbo, and it's so frustrating. And then I filled him in about my issue with my jaw. And I felt like he really didn't get it, what was going on with the jaw, even though I explained everything to him. But I had asked him if he got a report from the doctor about my jaw, and there was nothing forwarded there. So that I wasn't pleased about either, because I'm pretty sure that I gave the lupus clinic fax number to the myofacial doctor that I've been seeing about my jaw, and they didn't forward anything. So they had no information about the MRIs or anything that I've had that said that my jaw joints are deteriorated from years of rheumatoid arthritis in my jaw. So when he brought in Dr. Gladman, who isn't my regular doctor either, she came in and they went over the whole thing about my jaw. And so she said, you know what, we want to discuss this with the doctor before I go ahead and get these injections. Because she's like, you're still on prednisone, and the prednisone, you know, should be helping that. But of course, I've tapered down on the prednisone to 5 milligrams. And so she's saying, well, maybe because you've tapered down, that's why you're getting this joint pain in your jaw. And she was trying to say, like, she didn't understand at first that this has been an ongoing issue. She was like, oh, you know, sometimes like when people come off of prednisone, whether they have arthritis problems before they went on it or not, they will get joint pain as they come off of it. So maybe that's why your jaw is doing this. And I was like, no. I've had this jaw pain now for like a good year or two. I've been dealing with this, and I've been seeing this doctor for over a year now, and he's been following me. So once I explained it better, she was like, okay, I understand what you're saying. So then she's like, but we still want to talk to him about it, because they just want to make sure that it's going to be treated appropriately, and that I'm not going to go through this procedure, you know, for nothing. But she was saying that, you know, if it really is that at this point, all my other joints are fine, which they have been, she's like, if this is the only joint that's being affected, then maybe it is best to just get me off of the prednisone and then just do the steroid injection, and hopefully it'll take care of the issue. So they got the fax number for the myofacial surgeon. They're going to fax him and discuss, and I guess I just have to wait and see what's going on with that. In the meantime, I have been very, very frustrated, because I actually called like a month ago now is when I called to see about booking the appointment for the injections, and they were like, well, you have to be put under for it, so we need an OR, so we have to wait for OR rooms to open up. And I've been waiting and waiting, and no one's called me with any appointment, and I've called and I get voicemail and no one returns my call, and I'm so frustrated, because it's been really bad, especially like I would say in the last 2 weeks. It's like every night my jaw is in so much pain that I'm not sleeping well. I think I already told you guys this morning, but my brain is not working. I'm just so frustrated, and I think the only thing I can do at this point is probably the soft diet, which I hate because it sucks. Like, you want to be able to enjoy like your normal foods, and yeah, it sucks. So that's where it stands right now, and I'm really frustrated, and I've just had it with them saying, oh, we don't know if it's lupus, blah, 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 when clearly I meet more criteria than what they're saying. And so I'm definitely, next time I'm going to, and the weird thing is sorry, I'm getting off course now, but the weird thing is the very first time I went to the clinic, I did bring all my pictures, and I also brought my entire history typed up, because when I first started getting all of these wacky symptoms in 2002 with the chronic highs and everything, my mom actually kept a diary of every single date that new symptoms appeared and what they were. I didn't know that she did this at the time, but she did, and because I still lived with her at the time. And this was before I even met Alex, actually. And she actually kept track of every symptom and when it appeared and how long it lasted. And she kept track of every date that I saw a doctor and which doctor it was and what they said and what tests they ran. And I mean, she had it all documented. It was pages of information. And I brought that with me and I gave it to them. And it has to be in my file somewhere way at the back probably. But I'm thinking I think I still have it on disc. So I'm thinking I'm going to print it again. I'm going to bring all the pictures and I'm going to be like, look this is all the crap I have dealt with since 2002. Can we just get on with a diagnosis and be done with it? Because I am sick of like, oh, you have lupus. Oh, you don't have lupus. Oh, like, you know, like it's just... And this is the way it is with autoimmune diseases. Like, they're so hard to diagnose. It doesn't matter what autoimmune disease it is. It seems everyone has a hard time getting a diagnosis because they all somewhat mimic each other. And it's just, it's so frustrating. And I'm just... So anyways, here's a funny story though. So after my appointment, which by the way, my appointment was the shortest appointment I have ever had at the lupus clinic. And that was another thing that really pissed me off. And I'm sorry, I'm just mad. But this new doctor literally saw me for all of like 10 minutes before he went and got like the head doctor. He didn't even do a proper examination. Like usually when I go to the lupus clinic, they feel like every single joint in my finger and bend my fingers this way and that. And they bend my wrists and they bend my elbows and they ask me to, you know, put my hands like behind this way and behind this way because they want to see if there's any swelling, if there's any, you know, resistance to movement or if there's any pain. Even if usually even if I walk in saying I'm feeling good that day, they will still check every single joint in my body and they'll have me lay down and they'll feel my abdomen and they'll have me bend my knees and they'll feel around in my knees and look for fluid in my knees. They'll have me take off my socks and check all my toes and check my ankles. I mean, it's always very thorough. All this doctor did was he took my weight and he listened to my heart, listened to my breathing. He looked at my fingers really quick and my wrists. And that was it. That was all he did. Oh, and he felt my jaw. And I'm like, okay, like that's it. So, like I said, I was 5 minutes late for my appointment and I was done by like 11 o'clock. My appointment was at 10:30. Usually I am there for a good hour, sometimes longer. So anyways, after my appointment, I went for my blood work. This time they've decided to run a more thorough panel. Like, I think each time you go, they generally run like the same test, but I guess maybe like, I don't know, once a year or something, they do like a full panel of everything. So this time she ordered a full panel of everything. So I had lots of blood drawn, but I'm telling you, the nurse there, she is like the best nurse for taking blood because usually I have hard veins to find and usually I get poked more than once. And if that happens, I usually pass out if I'm not laying down. But from day one, this nurse, she's a nun, actually. From day one, she has been super. She gets my vein immediately, and I rarely ever feel it, and it's like done in no time. And I praise her every single time. I'm like, thank you. Like, you are awesome. So she is awesome, but, and she's so nice too. So, and it's nice because like anytime I go in there, they're usually listening to, Christian music since she's a nun. And so it's really kind of nice. Like I usually just kind of like sit back and like she'll usually talk to me, or I usually just like listen to like the uplifting music, which is really nice. So I got my blood work done, and then I always do a urine sample. And so I go and I take my little label and like, because the bathroom there has the bottles there already. And so you go in and you just put the label on it and you do your business. I was so like in a mindset of like being so irritated from everything that went on at the appointment that I just went to the bathroom, not even thinking that I was supposed to be taking a urine sample. And it was like, just as I finished peeing, I was like, wait a minute, I was supposed to collect this. So I was like, great, what am I going to do now? So I decided to go and eat lunch, and I got like a big drink. And so I just sat there and I ate it and I drank everything and just waited a bit until like I felt like I had to go. So I didn't get out of there any earlier. I would have been out of there a lot earlier had I not screwed that up. So that was kind of funny, but I was just like in such a like, I was just frustrated and I wasn't even thinking. So, but yeah, so then once I did that, I just decided it was really nice out today. It's not as cold at all. And so I just decided to go check out the liquidation sales at Target. And wow, there wasn't much left. Let me tell you that. There's not much left there at all. So I really didn't get much. But I will show you guys what I got. Today, I'm not very happy. I have to go to get my Holter heart monitor. But wait until you see the weather that I have to go out in to get this done. This started last night. It hasn't stopped yet. And here's the worst part.